Clockwork Princess. It begins off with Aloysius Starkweather waiting for his granddaughter Adele to get her first mark, but it did not work and she dies. We also see the past when the first time Will comes to Jem and accepts to train with him. We see Tessa preparing for the wedding with Jem and Cecily convincing Will to write a letter for their parents. While they were doing so, Jem came and said that Gabriel had come. When they went down, Gabriel announced that Benedict is a worm, the last stage of the demon pox. So everyone hurries to the Chiswick mansion. They go and kill the worm, but Jem was hurt. He had not taken his drug before coming. The Silent brothers cure him, and Will finds out that Jem has been consuming his drug 3 times his normal amount. He would die much faster. After Will hears this, he runs out, and Cecily got to know and ran after him. They went to the place where Jem's drugs are sold. They were told that Yin Fin are sold. Someone has deliberately brought everything. Later, the consul came to the institute with a complaint of Tashiana against Gabriel. They were taken to the Silent City for the questioning under the mortal sword. Tessa finds out that Jessamine is coming to the institute the next day. Gabriel and Gideon, instead of going to the Silent City, were taken to a club where the consul demanded them to spy on Charlotte, and he will not confiscate the Lightwoods' belongings and make them a mundane by stripping their marks. The boys indeed agree, but they would send false assessments on Charlotte. They also receive a letter from Mortmain that he would provide a huge amount of Yinfin in exchange for Tessa. They refuse to send Tessa, and Will once again confesses his love for Tessa when she announced that she and Jim is going to get married the next day. Tessa loves him too, but cannot speak of it. Jessamine arrives to the institute at the same time. They were attacked by the automatons, and it attacked the Silent brothers and killed Jessamine. Mrs. Black took Tessa away without the others' knowledge. Jem noticed and he ran after her but was not fast enough. Soon after he came back to the institute, he conveyed what happened to Tessa and he collapsed. Will summoned Magnus to look into Jem. While doing so, Jem questioned him on his love for Tessa. He encourages Will to go after Tessa and made him promise that he will love Tessa after he dies and they have his blessings. On the other hand, Jessa is being taken by Mrs. Dark to Mr. Mortmain. She somehow escapes from them but almost died. While Will had gone after Tessa, Charlotte assigned everyone to research about Jem's cure and she sat beside him. After a while, he says to cease looking for the cure, and Charlotte has called the Silent Brothers because Jem would be no more in a while. Will was still searching for Tessa, and he comes across Tessa's jade pendant. His heart flares with hope. While he was in the inn, he got a massive pain in his parabatai rune, and the rune disappeared. It meant Jem is dead. Tessa stayed in a house hiding from Mrs. Black, and after her nap, she hears an automaton. She changes into the lady of the house by feeling the belongings. Despite of her disguise, she was caught by Mrs. Black and was captured once again. Charlotte receives a visit from Aloysius Starkweather. He recounted about his habit of snatching spoils despite the accords. He spoke about his granddaughter Adele who died when they marked her first rune. He interrogated a fairy and was told that when Adele was an infant they had switched her with another mundane. Adele grew up with the Greys. Tessa's mother is the granddaughter of Aloysius. Her father worked for Mortmain and he sent a demon disguised as her father. His goal was to make an offspring from Shadowhunters and demons. Tessa woke up and she sees Mortmain and got to know about her mother's story and the Starkweather she is a warlock. He wants to create a new race of children with Tessa and destroy the Shadowhunters. She was told to change into his father, John Shade, to ask for the binding spell he needed. She indeed wrote it. Gabriel announced to Charlotte about the consul asking to spy on her, and when the consul had refused to assist them to rescue Will and Tessa, she decided to ask assistance from the clave, and she also gave permission for Sophie to ascend to be a shadow hunter and to get married to Gideon. Tessa was woken by Mortmain, and he showed her a village that was destroyed by the automatons he had made. They are much harder to kill, and if Mortmain dies, the automatons die too. She understood the mystery behind her clockwork angel that always protected her. John Shade imprisoned an angel inside the clockwork. His name is Eduriel. Will finds the village destroyed and he sees a path where the automatons have disappeared, and he follows them to find Tessa. Will found her and he told her about Jem, and Tessa is miserable. Meanwhile, the council had a meeting and the automatons interrupted and killed most of the Shadowhunters. Magnus and the rest of the institute goes through Henry's newest inventions, the portal. It transports people from one place to another, and they reached Wales where Mortmain is there. When they reached, Magnus found Will and Tessa, but the others were attacked. Surprisingly, one of the silent brothers who had assisted them was Jem. As he was dying, he changed into a silent brother after requesting the others. Mortmain captured Tessa, but she changed into Angel Eduriel and strangled Mortmain. As the automatons are connected to him, they all died with him. She fell unconscious after that. After a couple of days, the Inquisitor came to the Institute asking Charlotte to be the consul, as the previous one was killed by the automatons, including Starkweather. She decided to accept it if they would allow Will to take the Institute after her. Tessa woke up with Jem beside her and he refused to meet her frequently because he is a silent brother, and he asked her to love Will and take care of his violin, and he also promised to meet her once a year in the Blackfriars Bridge for 1 hour. Later, Charlotte became the consul and Sophie ascended successfully. After Tessa recovered, we see Will and Tessa's relationship growing, and during Christmas, Jim's uncle offered him a sword named the Kotana, but Will refused. He met Jessamyn's ghost, who promised to guard the Institute for years. Later, they go to meet Will's parents, and Cecily also loves Gabriel. The book ends with Tessa in the Blackfriars Bridge, and she recalls her memory of Will's death. Then came Jem, but he was not a silent brother anymore.